Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nicole and I'm with Prospect to Win. On this channel, I discuss sales strategies for getting in the door through effective cold calling, presentation do's and don'ts, and personal development. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, quickly do so and let's get started. Hi everyone, so I'm just enjoying my coffee this afternoon, just having a relaxed type of day, and I wanted just to go over what I notice when it comes to hiring the right salespeople, working with the right salespeople, and how to deal with different situations when making cold calls. So let me begin by saying it's not that dazzling individual that knows exactly what to say, very articulate, very on point, knows how to handle like interview type questions really smooth. It's not that individual that I like to work with and look for when it comes to, telemarketers and sales reps. It's the opposite person. It's actually the individual that's a little bit, maybe they're not the most confident over the phone. Maybe they're not exact when it comes to, saying all the right things. But what they are is persistent. They are willing to learn. They are willing to ask a ton of questions. Those are the people that I love to work with because those are the people that close meetings. Those are the people that are willing to learn. I'll take that any day over that, fast talking, smooth type of, individual. I know communication skills are important. I talk about it all the time in my videos, but really forget all that when it comes to results. Focus on those individuals who are willing to learn. Someone who comes back and says to me, Nicole, this is what I'm finding over the phones. Is it normal that a lot of people are saying no to me? Is it normal that they're not getting back to me? Is it normal that, some guy's rude and just tells me to get off the phone? Are these things normal, Nicole? I have people asking me these questions. And I say, yeah, of course it's normal. It's totally normal. It's expected. It is expected. Making cold calls is not easy. It's not easy. But it's the right individual who understands and who is willing to learn from each of those experiences over the phone. I have a team where I'm training some young people. And what I notice, and I'm speaking from firsthand experience, what I notice, and these guys must be 16, 17 years old, it's those people that come to me and ask me questions right off the bat. It doesn't take a week or 2 weeks or a month or 3 months for me to know if something is going to work out. It really, really doesn't. I've been making calls for a long time. So it's the same thing with spotting the right talent. It doesn't take that long. Within a couple days, I'm going to know the personality, the level of interest, the level of persistence, the type of individual I'm dealing with. I'm going to pick that up right away. Time for a sip of my coffee. And it's those people, like I said before, who are willing to go through the process and ask me a ton of questions. Those people will make it. And I have noticed a difference. Those people bring me meetings. They bring me meetings just as I would for, making the calls myself. I know what to look for in those individuals. So now I want to talk about what I actually learn when making cold calls. And this could be very useful information for you, whether you're making the calls or you're looking to hire people to make the calls for you. So one of the first things is voicemail. I know some people like to say, well, you know what, voicemail, don't leave them. Just keep calling until you get through. And there are no fast rules to this. People do what they want to do. People do what they're comfortable doing. I have a different take. I feel that voicemail could be very powerful. Leaving the right number of voicemails over the long haul, knowing when to follow up, so key. So there's something called progressive voice messaging, and I often discuss this in my training. So what that means is you're leaving a message. Let's say today is Monday, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Hi, this is Nicole calling from XYZ company. It's Monday, March 3rd, 3 p.m., right? I might leave a message starting like that. And then I leave my message. Now, to link that message to the next one, I might call 2 days later and follow it up and say, hi, this is Nicole calling back from XYZ. I left a message on Monday at 3 o'clock. I'm just following that up. Now, what this does, it's so simple, but what this does is it allows the decision makers to take you seriously. You're taking your time seriously, you're taking their time seriously, and that it kind of induces a response. That's what you want. So I often teach this in my training. So progressive voice messages. Now, how long should you leave a voicemail? Like how many should you leave rather? Well, you don't want to bombard people, but you equally don't want to let it go too soon. So I would really honestly say leave a few in a week, leave it alone, and then maybe try back, skip a week and then try again. If you still don't get through, maybe leave it alone. Don't overdo it. Try back again a month later, maybe 2 months later. Again, it's not a hard and fast rule, but you don't want to over bombard, and you also want to equally show that you're persisting. Polite persistence, we'll call it, right? You're showing that you're persisting, you will get in the door, you will get an answer. Even if the answer is no. Who cares if the answer is no? It's an answer. You want an answer. That's what this whole game is about. Now, let's talk about emails. You didn't get through on voicemail. Maybe you want to send a few emails. You're doing the exact same thing. You're asking for the meeting, but you're not going on and on and on. Don't attach a bunch of information if you haven't spoken to the individual yet. Don't do that. I can't stand when I open my emails and I get loads and loads and loads of information thrown at me and I don't even know who these people are. Do I really want to read that stuff? No, and do they really want to read yours? Probably not. So, 2 or 3 lines, what do you want? You want a meeting, ask for it. Let them come back to you and say, no, we're busy. No, this isn't the right time. No, we deal with XYZ company. Whatever they want to tell you, let them tell you. Or they'll say, well, what is this about? Why do you want to meet? Let them come to you with their questions. That is key. Don't throw paragraphs and don't throw a Bible at them. Don't throw a Bible at them. Time for another sip of coffee. Don't do that, because what happens is they're just going to tune you out. So now you know what to do in terms of voicemail and email. What do you do if you get a person live? You finally get a person live. The purpose of the call is what? Is it to sell them over the phone? No. Is it to ask them to provide information? Like you want to send, out information? No. The purpose of the call is to schedule a meeting. That's it. You're doing your due diligence to get in the door. That's it. Keep it simple. Do all the pitching in the world that you want to do. I hate the word pitch, by the way, but do your whole presentation however you want to do it, but do that face to face. Do that face to face. Don't do it over the phone. I can't stand that. Again, people will tune you out and say, well, what do you want? I'm not interested. It's not that they're not interested. They don't want to hear it because you've already tuned them out. You've put them off. So remember, don't do that either. So cold calling involves a ton of rejection. Let's go back to the team of individuals that I work with and train. A big complaint is, how do I do this stuff if I'm constantly getting rejected? Now, I've made calls in industries where more rejection is expected than in other industries. I like to work in, companies that have shorter sales cycles because it's a yes, no, quick response, quick turnover. I like that, For some, they don't care. Me, I like that. That's what I like to do. Now, with longer sales cycles, the messages are going to be different. The conversations are going to be different. Everything's going to be different. When you're dealing with longer sales cycles, if you or your reps are in there just to stay in touch, right? That's what you want to do. But this whole game is about reading situations, knowing how far to go, knowing when to take a step back. That's what this whole game is about. So to my original point of dealing with rejection, understanding that some industries are going to involve more no's than you get before you get to one yes, while it's going to take a different level when you're dealing with long-term sales cycles, like longer sales cycles. Rejection is never fun, but if you understand what the numbers are, how many calls it takes to get to a yes, does it take 10? Does it take 15? Does it take 30? In some cases, it might take 50, depending on the industry and depending on the sales cycle. Knowing those numbers is a lifesaver, because then you're training your team, your reps, to not be affected by the rejection. They're not going to be affected if they understand what the numbers are. That's what this whole game is about. And finally, I'm going to end this video with one more idea to think about. Be yourself when you're doing these sales calls. Be yourself. I've seen a ton of YouTubers, a ton of sales guys out there with the suit on, with the perfect outfit on, with the perfect words, and they say things a certain way, they move a certain way, and you know what? It's just too crafted for me. I'm not into that. What I love are results. I don't care how they come. If they come by wearing a fancy suit, then go ahead and wear one. If they come by wearing a pair of jeans, a ripped pair of jeans and a t-shirt, then go ahead and do that. My point is, I'm providing tools that will build results. And what you need to do and teach your team to do is to be themselves. Quiet salespeople can do just as well, sometimes better, than really loud, again, that perfect communicator, that well-crafted individual, okay? Forget about all that. Forget about all that. Get to the core and get to the root. Stick to the numbers. Know who you're dealing with. Ask for the right decision makers, and you will go much, much, much further very quick. Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this segment. For more information about our programs, email me directly at Nicole@prospecttowin.com. Remember to like and comment on this video. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.